While I was connecting to your energy, Pisces, I really got the sense that you don't realize just how beautiful you are. And I feel like a lot of eyes are actually going to be on you in the month of February. Not only are we in your season, which happy birthday, by the way, for those of you who have a birthday this month. I hope you have a very blessed solar return. We also do have Venus and Neptune coming together in your sign, and this is a beautiful gift for many of us, but perhaps most especially for you. And February overall is just a very straightforward month. We kind of started 2023 off on a bit of a turbulent note. We had 3 planets retrograde, we had a pretty intense full moon on the 6th of January, and we've kind of been gaining our footing since the end of January. And now there's a lot of forward-moving momentum. We have all of the planets direct. We don't have another retrograde until the very end of April. And so there really is just this beautiful opportunity to move forward and progress in our lives. If you're excited for today's reading, then definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. For those of you who are brand new to my channel, my name is Michael, and I incorporate tarot and tropical astrology to intuit monthly forecasts for your zodiac sign. If you're looking to dive even deeper, you can find links for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions with me in the description box down below, as well as links for the blog posts and my other social media accounts. As I'm shuffling your cards, Pisces, I'm going to kind of share the astrology with you and kind of the impressions that I was getting while connecting with your energy. I really was just feeling this sort of otherworldly beauty, almost elven in a way. I was actually kind of seeing images of Lord of the Rings, kind of outing myself as a giant nerd right now, but I was just seeing Galadriel and kind of just the way that these elves are glowing and almost angelic in some way. And what this really makes me think of is that we have Venus and Neptune coming together in your sign. Now, Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and luxury, and it's actually exalted in your sign. Venus can almost tap into this sort of unconditional divine love when it is in Pisces. And this is becoming even more potent when it joins with Neptune, which is around the 15th. And Neptune is your co-ruler. It is one of your planetary rulers. And so there is just this beautiful, powerful energy that is very, very Pisces and kind of kicking off your season, which begins on the 18th. We also have a new moon in your sign around this time as well. And so I feel like a lot of you are kind of making this sort of debut into the world, or stepping out into the world, or just garnering some sort of attention. We do have a full moon in Leo at the beginning of this month as well. This is kind of an interesting energy because I feel like there could be something that is kind of changing for you, maybe in your beauty routine or health routine. There's something that you're doing, I think, with this full moon that is making you quite literally glow. You just have this glow, and I think people are going to be telling you that this month. I'm kind of hearing it like, oh my god, you're just glowing. And people are wondering like what's going on, what it is that you're doing. You might have some sort of health issue that actually arises around this time, but it's giving you the incentive to take better care of yourself. And it does kind of feel like February is sort of this month where it's like a little self-care can also go a long way. So on one hand, it's very easy to burn yourself out or to manifest health conditions. But on the other hand, if you're taking care of yourself, you really will just have this glow. And I think it's going to attract a lot of attention. So that's kind of interesting. Overall, though, that doesn't really feel like that's your primary focus. We are in Aquarius season. This is a very spiritual time of year for you. And I feel like a lot of you are kind of in this sort of reflective or introspective state. And again, it's sort of this beautiful elven grace that's not quite of this world. And the first card that I actually pulled was the 8 of Swords. A lot of you are actually cutting yourself free from old habits or limiting beliefs, which also makes quite a deal of sense with the Aquarius season that we are in. We are also finishing up a cycle of Saturn being in the sign of Aquarius. This is actually the last full month Saturn is in Aquarius before it actually enters into your sign. That's more of a video for March. But it's like There's been a lot of themes about mental health and your spirituality, a lot of spiritual lessons. And it might be hard to even quantify the challenges that you have gone through in the past few years, because Saturn entered Aquarius in March 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic. And it has certainly brought out a lot of challenges, both in the way that we connect with other people and the way we relate to technology. All of these things are very Aquarian, but also the way we kind of connect with our hopes and aspirations. And we really were in this period that felt very hopeless for a lot of people. And that might shift a little bit as Saturn is moving into Pisces. It's actually a really good time for people to act on their dreams. And to really take care of themselves, to really let go of these limiting beliefs here with the Eight of Swords. And I feel like this is something that you are doing as well. You may very well have been stuck in a situation that was also binding to you, that was also very entrapping in some way. But regardless, you are the one who is going to have to cut yourself free, Pisces. And I actually think that is something that you have succeeded with. Yes, interesting, we do have the Hierophant. I did say that this is something I think you did yourself, but perhaps there was a teacher or a guide who helped facilitate this process along the way. But it's interesting because even if this was an external person, ultimately this person taught you how to free yourself or how to change your perspective. You still did the work, even if you were given a hand or a tool by someone who had some sort of wisdom or something to give you. They gave you a key for something, or they helped remind you of the key that you always had. I feel like there's also this thing where a lot of you are going through this cycle of changing your beliefs. I actually feel like a lot of you are maybe exploring the occult, or kind of figuring out the spirituality that resonates for you. And that also makes sense with Aquarius season. What else? What else do we have for Pisces? We do have the Five of Pentacles. And it's interesting because this card is an offering. I do feel like you are making some sort of offering in some way. Although very often when we see the Five of Pentacles, I'm just going to be honest, we often feel at kind of a low point. It's often a moment where we feel a sense of scarcity or a sense of poverty in some way, like we don't have enough. So maybe there is some sort of financial struggle, or maybe you're just, maybe you just need to be more frugal, or you're feeling like you need to be more frugal this month. But actually, I feel like part of this is you are spending your money on things that are actually beneficial to you. That's something that feels really, really important. Not wasting money on things that ultimately take from you, whether that's experiences or substances. I feel like you're really nourishing yourself. And again, kind of looking at that loaf of bread, that offering there, I really get the sense there is some sort of theme around health and wellness. And that's just very, very interesting. But at the same time, I do also see you like making altars and leaving offerings on your altars, or imbibing food on your altar. That's a very specific message, but I get the sense there's some sort of spiritual significance around food this month as well. What else do we have for Pisces? What else do we have for Pisces? We do have the Ace of Wands. Love to see this because this is a very passionate and exciting energy. And again, some of you just have this spark. You have this glow. And I do feel like there's a lot of attention directed your way. Very often the Ace of Wands represents chemistry or sexual attraction. So that could be something that is kind of coming into your life. But honestly, again, I'm not sure if you're aware of it. With the Five of Pentacles, I feel like a lot of you feel alone, or isolated, or disconnected, or like you're just trying to survive. That's kind of the energy I'm getting, at least for part of this month. But then with the Ace of Wands, it's like something shifts, something is changing. And I feel like this is in part with Venus and Neptune coming together in your sign. Again, that's on the 15th. We enter into your season on the 18th. and then we have the new moon in Pisces on the 20th. And all of this is really about self-love. This might actually be a good time to cast a love spell on yourself. A lot of people talk about how it's not a good idea to cast love spells on other people, and honestly, I agree. It can very often create energetic attachments that only get the caster more stuck on that person. And so I feel like if you are trying to draw in attention or draw love into your life, you just want to cast it on yourself. You want to cast this sort of light that will draw in the person who is right for you. And for some reason, I kind of get that with the Ace of Wands, this lighter. It's like you're lighting candles or burning something as some sort of offering or some sort of ritual. And I feel like you are casting a spell on yourself, or it's just a good time to cast a spell on yourself, or just to give yourself affirmations. And I think part of it, too, is that you are also burning away beliefs that have been limiting or harmful to you. We do have the Eight of Pentacles here as well. Something is inspiring you to work on something. This could be a passion project. This could be some sort of home improvement thing. I feel like overall there could be a lot of focus on home and family, and maybe that's where this feeling of the Five of Pentacles is coming into play. Maybe you're feeling like disconnected from your family, or maybe there's like unexpected expenses with your home, or you're just not feeling rooted. You're not feeling secure. There could be some root chakra things that are coming up for you. What else do we have for Pisces? I kind of want to clarify this Five of Pentacles. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? Wow, interesting. We have the Magician and we have the Six of Wands. I do feel like there is a manifestation or a wish that is coming true. It almost feels like it's something that you forgot. And like, if you have been having a hard time manifesting something or realizing something, you might actually be putting too much energy towards it. You might almost be too attached to an outcome, and you might need to kind of forget about it or be hands-off. Very often with clients, I hear that kind of theme or motif where it's like they'll spend all this time and energy trying to manifest something, and it's like by the time they no longer really want it or they just sort of forget about it, that's when that thing or that desire comes to fruition. That's when things manifest, because we are no longer in that state of attachment where we get really, stiff in our body. That's kind of a way to know you are being too rigid energetically. There's this sort of looseness. There's this sort of flow. Yeah, you want something, but you don't need it. And it's almost like playing hard to get with the universe. And I feel like once you do that, that's when the inspiration comes. That's when this thing comes to fruition. That's when your manifestation comes true. What else? What else is coming up with this Five of Pentacles? Show me clearly, please. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? Okay, so we have the Five of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. I really am getting the sense that something is either happening to your home or in your family. And with the Ten of Pentacles, this can represent our sense of security. It can represent material abundance and legacy. Very often there is an intergenerationality with this card. And the Five of Cups really is like, I didn't even realize that there was a house in this Five of Cups as well until I just looked at it. There's like an emotional flooding that is happening, and I think there are some themes coming up regarding family, particularly your matrilineage, your mother's side of the family. I'm just getting that. There could be some sort of heavy news or some sort of loss that is happening right now. But I feel like there is still a solid foundation looking at this Ten of Pentacles. And it's like you're finding your true foundation. And I think this makes quite a bit of sense with Mars in Gemini. Mars will be in Gemini until the end of March. That could be bringing up conflicts or tension with family. That could also potentially look like things like property damage. So for some reason, I'm just getting that. That could be something that you are dealing with, but I also get the sense of assurance with the Ten of Pentacles. Things are going to be okay. Remember the bigger picture. Don't get so wrapped up in the drama of the moment. Don't lose sight of things. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Okay? And again, I feel like there is this thing with your ancestry. Some of you could really be connecting to your ancestors as well during this time, or getting some sort of guidance or support from them. I'm getting a lot of spiritual support for you this month, actually, with the Hierophant and the Ten of Pentacles. There's a lot of people and a lot of entities who are coming in to support you right now. And I think you are very much in this sort of spiritual headspace. You're very much seeing patterns, maybe from your early childhood or from your family, that are negatively impacting your life. And I feel like something is shifting this month where you are letting that go. And you have this Ace of Wands, this new spark, this new creativity, this newfound potential, this newfound passion, this chemistry. Things start heating up pretty quickly. And then you have the Eight of Wands, and it's like you are working very quickly towards something, but it's productive. It's not like a frantic work. It's not like getting burnt out or anything. You are naturally starting to feel more and more energetic. I actually want to clarify this Eight of Pentacles, and then I'm curious to see if there are any messages that come for you regarding love. What are the messages for the Eight of Pentacles? Show us clearly, please. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? We have the King of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, a lot of you are starting to build your legacy. You are working towards something that is very fulfilling to you. I feel like a lot of you are building something for you, specifically. I get this weird full circle sense for this group, and like, maybe this Five of Pentacles is sort of coming up because it's like you are helping someone in need when you once were in need. Or right now you are in a place where you are in need, but you are eventually going to help other people from this experience. So regardless of where you are in kind of that cycle or in this sphere, I do get the sense of like a full circle sort of energy coming into play, which is kind of interesting. What else is here with the Eight of Pentacles? Let's clarify this Eight of Pentacles a little more. We have the Star. Yeah, so there's something that is renewing you. There's something that is making you want to build something and actually provide for other people. Maybe this Five of Pentacles isn't you at all. Maybe it's not you who is in need or struggling. Maybe this really is somebody else and you are feeling called to help someone, especially family members. I will say that that feels very, very important to me. You might be feeling like you need to assist your family or people who feel like your family. I could see that. The Star is also just this card of renewal overall. I feel like a lot of you are also finding the sense of destiny or purpose. You're finding your North Star, so to speak, and you are taking actionable steps towards this purpose, towards this legacy, whatever it is that feels like fate or destiny to you. So what do we have for love? What are the messages for love for Pisces? Show us clearly, and thank you for all of these messages and guidance. What do we have for Pisces for relationships? Ooh, we do have a Three of Swords here. You know, I was feeling at the beginning of this reading, it felt like you didn't recognize how beautiful you were. Maybe some of you are experiencing a breakup or some sort of loss this month, and I don't actually feel like this is something that happened in January. Or I'm sorry, I don't feel like this happened in February. It might have happened in January, where you're still kind of mending your heart. You're putting your heart back together. And because of this loss, because of this rejection, you internalized that. You made it mean something about you. You didn't feel good enough. And I think that's kind of part of the Five of Pentacles. It's sort of this emotion of being left out in the cold, or being left out in the rain here. But I really do feel like, even though you feel depressed, or like you don't have a lot to offer, or underappreciated in some way, or you're just not seeing how lovable you are, it's like you're seeing yourself as very stuck or not good enough. I actually do feel like there is someone who has some sort of interest in you, and it's not even on your radar. And as I say that, I got the Two of Cups. So I mean, there could be a relationship here. There could be some form of connection, but I feel like with the Three of Swords, there's this acute pain or heartache that is preventing you from seeing the love that is abundant in your life, or that is trying to manifest in your life. And for those of you who've been trying to manifest a relationship with the Magician and the Six of Wands and the Five of Pentacles here, it's like you will manifest a relationship, you will manifest a partnership if you don't make that about your worth anymore. And even if you are in a relationship with somebody else, I feel like there is this real shift, or this real need to find your own inherent value for yourself, and to not make that about other people, or winning someone's love. Are there any other messages for love for Pisces? We do have the High Priestess. Interesting, so things might not be as they appear. You need to really meditate and tap into your intuition. There could be things that you're overlooking, or people that you are overlooking. And again, I do feel like ultimately this is a very spiritual time. I'm not necessarily getting the sense that you're jumping into a relationship this month, Pisces. This feels like a very internal month, to be honest. It feels like you are shifting things in yourself. You are finding your own beauty. You are working towards the things that make you feel inspired, that make you feel a sense of purpose. And it's really important that you are connecting to your own intuition at this time. With the High Priestess as well, if there is a relationship or a connection that did not work out, and this doesn't even need to be romantic, this could be a friendship, this could be a family member, it's like you're kind of shedding people. There's sort of this attrition of relationships that would otherwise hold you back or kind of bring your energy down. I feel like the High Priestess is a very highly sensitive person. It's a very sensitive energy. And because your intuition is increasing, there's just certain people that you aren't going to be compatible with anymore. And I think it's just kind of part of life. It's sort of like that attrition, that culling that happens, but is ultimately essential for growth and for new life to take place. And I do feel like by the end of the month, with the Star, the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles, you're really finding this newfound sense of purpose, and you are working very hard towards it. It's kind of taking all of your energy or all of your attention, but in a very positive way. This doesn't feel obsessive. This feels very aligned, actually. Are there any other messages from Spirit for Pisces? Any messages from Spirit? We do have the Page of Cups, so there could be something about you opening your heart up to other people again. I really don't necessarily get the sense that there is a relationship this month, or like a lot of focus on other people, so much as it is like healing your own relationship wounds. But part of that is just opening your heart. And perhaps there is someone who is reaching out to you. Perhaps someone is making some sort of offer to you. Maybe they're asking you out or wanting to commit to you in some way. But it's like something has to be worked out first. I kind of get that as a predominant message. The other thing with the Page of Cups is that you could be receiving intuitive messages. So pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to the impressions that you are receiving, or any sort of colors or sounds you are perceiving. These could all be your intuition communicating things to you. Pay attention. Pay attention to any feelings, any intuitions that are coming to you this month. You are very intuitive as well, especially in February. Anything else for Pisces for the month of February? I actually got to know. I feel like I should pull from the Moon Oracle deck. What are the messages for Pisces for the month of February? Show us clearly, please. We do have the new moon in Gemini, and, you know, the message here is communication is key. The funny thing is, I literally know there is a line from this booklet that says someone is trying to flirt with you right now, and you might not be noticing it. So again, I do feel like someone is flirting with you. There is some attention that you are not noticing. Maybe it's not flirtation, but I really do get that vibe, just saying. But communication is key. I feel like you are starting to be more honest about what it is that you really want out of life and what it is that you really want out of relationships. And you're just being more expressive in that way. And of course, coming back to the fact that Gemini is your 4th house, your house of home and family, all of these themes could be coming up. You might be needing to have conversations with your family, or you might be finding your own truth that is different from your upbringing. Those are potential energies or themes that are coming up as well. But overall, communication is something that is really, really important. And honestly, with all of the forward-moving energy this month, that is going to kind of necessitate some conversations. And I feel like we might need to continue working things out that came up over the previous month, but we are solving problems. We are finding solutions. We're finding resolution with things. And so you may need to be having some heart-to-heart conversations with people with the Page of Cups and the New Moon in Gemini card. Are there any other messages for Pisces? Any other messages? Yeah, we have the third quarter moon, and the message here is adjustments are required. The third quarter moon is the quarter moon after a full moon, or the half moon after a full moon. And so there is something that is being released. There are things that are kind of being let go of before you begin a new cycle with that new moon. And I think there are certain things that you're going to need to repair or work on this month, just being honest. And this could be quite literal. You might need to make some repair in some way this month as well. So that's kind of interesting that keeps coming up. I actually do want to pull an animal card for you, and I think that will be it for this month. I like to think of the animals as energies for us to embody, but they can also come to us through images or symbols or in our dreams. So just pay attention to these symbols that are coming forward to you, and especially with the Page of Cups. The universe is trying to communicate through unexpected ways, but it could also be trying to communicate through you as well. Maybe you are literally delivering messages to other people. Okay, so we have the dragon. Whoa, okay. Yeah, dragon is all about finding this inner fire. Here's your Ace of Wands right here. Some of you are also working on your solar plexus chakra, which is the chakra of willpower. It's the chakra of our sense of self and confidence. I really do feel like you are coming into this confidence, and that's very, very important. I also did get the peacock and the eagle. Peacock, again, is like this very beautiful energy. I really think you need to learn to appreciate yourself more, Pisces. I really, really do. You are looking gorgeous, I think, to quite a few people. And you're turning heads. But like the peacock is also about this inner beauty, this assimilator of hard experiences, digesting things that are challenging and emotional. And with the eagle card here, there is also this energy of just going for something and feeling this energy of the sun, grabbing the sun and flying with it. This really does remind me of the Ace of Wands. It also reminds me a lot of the Eight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and even the Star. You really just have this glow. You do. And I feel like you're finding your glow by finding the thing that you feel like you're good at. And finding the thing that makes you feel the sense of purpose, or that just makes you feel appreciated and beautiful. I feel like ultimately, though, your relationship with yourself is changing and evolving this month. And I feel like when you're embodying this very powerful energy for yourself, Pisces, you are going to need to have a partner who is also a very strong person. I get that message with the eagle. And I think those are all the messages I have for you this month, Pisces. I hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. You can find all of the links in the description box down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care and have a blessed February.